What's up, everybody? I'm comedian Michael Halcomb, and today I get to hang out with my buddy Brandon Latek, and we're excited to bring you this episode of the Pro Laugh Podcast. We're going to talk about some crazy current events. We're going to talk about our recent performances, and we're going to give some tips for stand-up comedy. So stay tuned.
It's the Pro Laugh Podcast.
It's pro-life, a movement and a podcast. It's pro-life.
What's up, everybody? Michael Halcomb here. I'm with comedian Brandon Latek. Brandon, how's it?
Good. How's it going, man?
It's going pretty well. Thank you, man. You doing all right?
Yeah. So tell me about your religious conference. How'd that gig go?
Oh, dude, it was fun, man. I did 15 solid minutes, and from my perspective, I crushed it. I killed. I had them laughing the entire time. Every joke hit, some harder than others.
Yeah.
I had probably somewhere between 100 and 200 people there in this huge freaking chapel. It was a cool experience. Like, these jokes, like we've been talking about regularly on here, ones that I probably won't ever be able to use many of again. But yeah, overall it went really well. There's one interesting thing there that we can talk about. But another thing with this, bro. Like, I was editing my set up until like 20, 30 minutes before I was ready to go perform, dude. So
No way. Like that early.
That was interesting.
Or that late.
I mean, do what?
That late. That's wild.
That late. So, I had walked around the night before, and
Yeah.
it was on a campus, like a college/seminary campus. And I was looking at the signs and buildings and went in some of the buildings and got some creative, like, juices flowing, was able to write a bunch of new jokes that were specific to the venue. Even the room I was performing in, I was able to say some things about that right off the jump. I was able to make several jokes about that. So that was really good. And had I not been looking for those things, right? Had I stayed married to the set I brought,
Yeah.
I wouldn't have been flexible enough to do that. So that was a good lesson, a good reminder for me to stay flexible. The venue, well, there's two things. I feel like I'm talking a lot right off the start here. So,
Well, it's your set, not my set.
the thing is right before I went into the place I was performing the night before, just wanted to see it.
Yeah.
It's in this big, it's like a church, but it's like a chapel, really.
You sent me a picture of it. Looks beautiful.
It is beautiful, dude. It
really?
is
Yeah.
stunningly gorgeous. And they had what's called like a pulpit right up top and up on a stage, an elevated stage.
Yeah.
So I went in the night before thinking, all right, I'm going to that's where I'm going to be. And behind me, there was a scroll that was like 60-foot wide rolled out. That was just there for this conference for people. It's a Hebrew scroll. So I was able to make a joke about that.
Was it a real scroll from like back in the day,
scroll.
or was it a replica?
Yeah, a real scroll.
A real one?
A real one, yeah.
Wow, cool.
So pretty cool to see that. And I was able to make a joke about it. And then, dude, 5 minutes before I was set to perform, they told me, oh, you're going to be down on the floor. You're not going to be up on the stage.
Oh, lovely.
And they said, we're going to give you a handheld mic. And so I was thinking, all right, I made the whole set a roast style thing. And
Yeah.
if you ever watch like the Comedy Central roast, like the comedians clearly take cards up or notes up with them. They're reading teleprompters. So I didn't feel bad about taking some notes up with me for this. But I envisioned sitting them on this huge pulpit, and they didn't have anything. So eventually they found me a music stand. But so I had to adjust like a couple minutes before going up.
Right.
And their reasoning was the pulpit is like a sacred space. We have no idea what you're going to say. And if you get up there and say some off-color things, it's going to really reflect bad on us. So we're putting you on the floor.
Got it. Okay.
So there's a story in the Bible.
Get on the floor with the animals.
That's right. There's a story in the Bible of Zacchaeus in the New Testament. And Jesus is walking through this town, and Zacchaeus climbs a sycamore tree to get up and see him, right? And so right at the start of my set, I made a joke about that too. I was like, something like they're not going to let me on stage, up behind the pulpit. So I was looking for a sycamore tree to climb, something like, that got a laugh,
So these people are so educated that they would almost all of them would know what you're referencing on that.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's funny. That's cool.
Yeah, so it was a good experience overall, dude. I'm glad I did it. Here's something I want to share. So everywhere
Okay.
I go, I take my own cameras with me. And
Yep.
in this one, I had 3 cameras. I had 2 handhelds, like 2 Sonys, and then my phone camera. So 3 tripods, 3 cameras.
Yep.
Set them up left, right, center, basically. Although actually one was from the side, one was from, and then 2 were angled at me, so that makes any sense. And I'm glad I did that because they didn't record it, and they told me they weren't. They only record people who were speaking from the stage, and I wasn't on a stage. So, anyways, I do my set, dude. They love it. Like the people who were running the conference were laughing the whole time. The organizer of the conference loves it. Anyways, I leave the conference after it's over. An hour later, dude, I get a call and a text message saying, "We don't want you to share clips of your set or your set anywhere online." And they're
What was
like,
the reason?
because it could cause a PR nightmare for them.
Did you say anything that was super out of pocket? Because you're a clean comic.
No, everything was clean. I said, so there's the school I was at, and then there's a school a couple miles away. The school I was at's a very conservative school. The school a couple miles away, or right across the street, is a very liberal theological school. And so I was making some jokes about both of them. And they were afraid of the optics of, well, people can take, you're in our place. And if you're just saying stuff about that other institution, it can go wildfire online and it'll cause a PR nightmare for us and damage our relationship with them.
But you said it about both
jokes.
spots, right?
Yeah, dude, it's jokes. You all were laughing at the jokes.
Yeah.
Like, what frustrates me the most is like, dude, this is why people, I feel like, are frustrated with Christianity or religion in large part. Here's what I'm saying, like, because Christians will do things in private that they will not want to keep, like, that they'll try to cover in public. Or
interesting. Yeah, it's a really good point.
So that frustrates me. So right now I'm in the process of negotiating because I want to show that I'm grateful for having been invited to be there. At the same time, you and I know posting social media clips of us doing comedy is how we book shows. It's how we get known. Like, it's how we gain followers. It's how it contributes to us making a living.
Yep.
And so
if you want to get like on a religious circuit or do other religious jobs, this would be a perfect showcase to show like you're not going to burn the place down, by
100%, dude,
doing comedy.
And,
you got good jokes.
And so I said, look, if you want me to not share any of those clips, then you're gonna have to pay me several hundred to do that. And so they're entertaining that idea right now. I imagine I could be like, give me a few thousand to save you from your PR nightmare. Like, I could probably run the price. I'm not that kind of dude.
Yeah.
I don't want to operate like that. Like, I want to operate in good faith. Nevertheless, it's a little bit frustrating,
Is there almost like a hybrid deal where I'm sure there's not there's some jokes that could be like the one about the sycamore tree. I feel like that one should be good,
Yeah, like it's like there should be some that should be salvaged, right? Like could be salvaged. And so like I'm negotiating with them about that right now. I just sent them the 3 tapes today and said, "Hey, you guys look through this, see if there's anything you just feel like you really, really don't want out there, and I'll consider not posting it." But I worked really hard for a couple months, like a few months, maybe 3 or 4, to do this, and to not be able to like share the work at the end is very frustrating, So
yeah. How'd the hairline joke go?
That one did not hit as hard as any of the other ones.
Dang it.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was the least hard hitting joke of the whole set, I think.
Funny. Okay.
So yeah.
So after the first few jokes, like, did you look back at the organizers to see their faces? Like, all right.
They were sitting in the front row 3 or 4 feet away from me.
Yeah. Okay. So you had a pretty good idea of what's going on.
Yeah. And I was referencing the head guy several times throughout the set. So yeah, it was overall, dude, it's a good experience. Major confidence boost. Like, if I can write jokes that are super academic and super theological like that and get people rolling and roaring for 15 minutes straight, I feel like I can do jokes for anything,
Yeah.
you know? So I think the hardest kind of like venture would be trying to do a kid birthday set. Like, I don't know, like that one seems a challenge to me, right? Like, I also think
Yeah.
college kids are kind of hard to make laugh, but
Well, kids kind of have a different brain too. So depending on what age they are, you would almost have to do like slapstick type stuff. I feel like
right.
for kids,
For
like
kids
you'd have to be
birthday
dumping
party,
water on your face, like throwing pies in your face,
fart jokes. Yeah.
fart jokes. Yeah.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
could do that,
Colleges
man.
would be interesting too. Like,
Yeah,
because you're going to get a mixed bag there, but it's,
definitely.
yeah.
And I'm a college professor, so I work with college students like all the time. So I get them and I understand them and relate to them. But I'll tell you what, bro, like I can be funny with them in the moment, but when I try to do like stand up for them that's mine, that's original, or I show them stand up clips,
Yeah.
I don't know, dude. Like it's a different thing. Like it's almost here's what it feels like. It's like they're looking at you like, stop trying so hard. That
Funny. Okay.
don't be a try hard. Like that's how it
Yeah.
feels like they're
Almost like
looking at you.
cringy or something.
Yeah, 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 yeah. And
Okay.
yeah, so I don't know, college is interesting. I love joking with students in class. I have a deep fear that one day that will be what causes the end of me as far as my vocation as a professor, making some stupid joke.
Mm.
But yeah, we'll see.
That's
Anyways,
gotta
dude.
help though,
Yeah.
like in the moment, like crowd work a little bit, because you're
Yeah.
essentially doing crowd work with them.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I love letting the students roast me. Those are like some of my favorite things, like when I just invite them to do roasts. That's really fun.
Yeah. You should be able to get like some good intro material, your first
Right.
joke. You should just have them roast you and then see what's wrong with you.
Yeah. So, dude, it was a good experience. Thanks for asking. You did a couple shows this past weekend, right? Like, what's it been like
Yeah.
since we talked last?
Yeah. So I ended up doing that contest. Overall, I think the contest went well. Messed up on one joke. So one thing that it was a great learning experience because I kind of realized I'm going for every joke I have, I'm going to have I'm writing some type of saver for it. Not that I'm planning on using every saver, but if something goes bad on any of the jokes, I have a saver type thing.
Huh.
But also, I feel like I need to do a better job with being in the moment, doing crowd work, things like that. So I'm trying to almost like pre-think a little bit of what are the most likely things that people do and react on each joke, and then almost have some type of thing I can go off of, that's almost preloaded depending on what's going on.
I feel like you're good enough and funny enough to not have to do that. I mean, that's just like me, like being around you and talking to you enough. I feel like you're funny enough to not have to do that. I feel like you could come up with responses on the spot.
On the spot.
So I sent you a link to watch the videos, the performance I did. There are a
Yeah.
couple times in there, like that's for me, and you as a comedian will probably be able to identify those pretty easily. I don't
Okay.
think the crowd necessarily knows, but like one of them was just something as simple as, dude, they didn't laugh as hard as I expected. So it was like,
Mhm.
dude, I love that joke. And then that got the laugh.
Sure.
Like, so you could easily do that too, man.
I kind
I
of did
think-
that
Yeah.
last time, yesterday, actually. So usually 97% of the time, my nipple bit works great. But then at the end of it, literally no one laughed at any part of it. And then I just go, all right, so we're not nipple people. And then that got a big laugh.
Nice.
Whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, see, that's what I mean. That's like a good did you write that or did you just come up with that?
No, I just came up with it.
Exactly. Yeah, dude,
Yeah.
I think you can I think you're good enough to riff on the spot. Like,
Okay. So maybe I try to grow
certainly.
that muscle then.
Yeah, I mean, nothing wrong with practicing writing savers.
Yeah.
Because the more you practice it, the more instinctively it's going to come to you. But I think
Yeah.
you're good enough to not have to.
Okay. Thanks. Appreciate it. I was
Yeah.
just like in the moment, I messed up that joke and then I had a bad saver, So then I'm like, oh, that's kind of what.
And yeah, this is a thing too, because like in your previous show that I saw on tape, that joke, that whole bit about that, like really every line landed pretty much.
Yeah. Yep.
And so there's another like instance of, telling the same jokes to a different crowd. And I don't know if you changed any of your intonation or gestures or
I
anything like
wonder.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Right.
Um,
Yeah. I
but
wonder.
yeah,
But it was, yeah. So I'm actually happy that that joke didn't land. So I had the opportunity to do that. Yeah, yesterday wasn't a contest. It was just an open mic. But then I was able to do that. And then that actually gave me more confidence. Like, okay, I'm just going to riff up here. Like if
nice.
something different happens, you know what I mean? But
Yeah.
I also kind of wanted to come preloaded a little bit. Cause like
Yeah.
usually my nipples joke, someone at some point goes, oh my gosh, and then that can lead into stuff.
Yeah. And you realize after doing it enough times that there's really not much riding on it or, on the line when you're doing an open mic, right? Like
Right.
now it depends. Like if you're in a new club and the booker's watching you and this is like your test, to be more of a regular, but most of the time just doing an open mic, like there's not a lot riding on the line. And I think it's good to experiment like that. Try to play with the crowd and that kind of thing.
Yep, for sure.
Yeah.
So I've got a couple coming up this week. I'll be at the House of Comedy at the Mall of America on Wednesday, and then one other one. Yeah, so
Nice,
should
dude.
be good.
Nice.
Yeah.
Is the House of Comedy the one that looks like a window in the background?
Yeah, yep. I'm gonna try a intro joke out there when I get up because there's 9 TVs up there. So
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna go up there and say, "Hey, if I suck, we can all watch TV together." Something like that. Mention
I
all the
think that's
TVs.
gonna hit, dude.
Yeah.
And if not, we'll just look through the window or we'll look out the window.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a great. I wonder, could you take a remote up with you and act like you're changing the channel or something, dude?
Just turn around, keep trying to switch it
Yeah,
every
yeah.
once in a while.
You're like these freaking batteries,
Yeah.
I just changed these batteries.
Dude, with my luck, it's the same exact TV. I'm like switching a TV.
Yeah, I think you could do something and another like play on that. That's funny.
Yeah.
Great. Yeah, that's good stuff. So
Actually, I just thought of a saver. If they don't laugh at a joke, I just go, "You guys want to watch some TV now?"
what's your favorite show, sir?
Yeah, what's your favorite show?
Yeah, that's good stuff. Right on. Well, that's the importance like of recognizing where you're at too, right? That's a really good tip. So what else, man? What else we got to talk about here?
Yeah. Okay. So just want to talk a little bit about like the importance of creating your own bio for hosts.
Right.
So I've ran into it a little bit. I know you've ran into it a little bit, but you told me a pretty good idea, a really good idea of you'll give the host almost a 1 or 2 sentence
Right.
bio about yourself, right?
Yep. Yep. Exactly. Couple of things that prevents. One, it prevents the host from making up crap about you. And a lot of times, especially if you have like a vulgar or profane host, they'll make a pun on your name or they'll call you a name or they'll say something to put you down right as you're coming up. And so if you give them a bio and tell them to stick to that, hopefully they will. So it can prevent that kind of thing. Because whatever the host says, it primes the audience to think of you in a specific way.
Yeah, right.
So that's important. The other thing like that you have going on here is you get an opportunity to make the host look funny, right? If your bio lines are funny, right? Mine that I just did at this show we were just talking about, I gave him a 2-line bio. He messed up the first punch. He added his own word in and it like lost the effect. The second joke he landed and it got like he got a big laugh out of it. And he looks over at me and he's just like smiling like,
it worked.
Yeah, it worked. And so the third thing that it does here, it primes the audience to already be laughing. So you've got them laughing before you're even on stage. So it does like a number of things there, like, right. And I think it's a great idea to give them a really short bio. So
it does help the host out too. Cause if you think about a host at an open mic or anywhere, like they've got to do 14 of these or 16 of these sometimes.
Right.
And to ask them to either do research or get creative on every one of those, like that's a tough task because they've got to riff on the previous comic that went up. So it just makes life a lot easier for them, I would think, too.
Yeah, 100%. I think overall they'll appreciate it. There might be some hosts out there who smirk at it because a lot of hosts, they love to come up between comedians and try new jokes, right? It's kind of like a thing that hosts do, right? They'll usually riff on something the comedian just said, and then they'll try one of their own jokes, and then they'll bring up the next comedian. So it's kind of cool because they get to try new jokes, all night. But You're exactly right. I think when you put them in a better situation and they're getting laughs, dude, you're just making them look good, which is a fundamental principle of just being a great coworker. Make your employees and your coworkers look good. Athlete, make your teammates look good. In improv,
100%.
that's like one of the chief rules. Make everybody else on stage look good.
Isn't improv too? It's like a yes and thing. Like you're not supposed to say, "Oh no." It's supposed to be yes and this, whatever it is.
Yeah. Generally, yeah. And once you get more advanced, it doesn't have to be. But that for like beginners, especially and intermediate, that's like the number one fundamental rule. Yes, and that one I just mentioned is a close second. Make everybody else look good.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
And if you're doing that, you're going to look good, at least to the other players and hopefully to the audience. But the other players, the other actors and actresses, they will pick up on that immediately.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think it's the same in comedy, dude. Do what you can. That's why I like to say keep it going for whoever introduced me, right? If I can. I've heard some seasoned comedians say, don't do that. Just get right to your jokes.
Yeah.
I don't know why. If I can take 5 seconds to make somebody else look good, I'm going to do that,
Yeah.
I just don't see the harm in it.
What's the negative of it that they say?
So the reason they say don't do that?
Yeah. Are you just eating your time?
1, it's overdone. 2, you're wasting your time. And 3, it's not funny. And your job is to be funny.
Okay.
So be funny.
So is it almost like how you doing type thing? Like
kind of. Yep,
kinda
exactly.
Like
I disagree though, and I think you can go up and still riff on what somebody just said, and even after you get that laugh, you all keep it going for your host. And you know what that does, dude? It gets people clapping right away. Like they're interactive right away. They're cheering right away.
They're engaged.
Right? I think so. Like, let's step back for a minute and peel this back, right? So if you've given a short bio with a couple funny lines in it, you've got the crowd laughing. You've made the host look good. Right, they're all ready to go. You come up, you riff on what was just done, you get a laugh. That's 3 things, right? 3 things before you're even really going. And then the 4th thing is keep it going for, and then you've already got clapping. So like you've had in that like 30, 45, 60 seconds, like I think positive interaction for that first minute, 30 half minute.
Yeah.
So
you're kind of connecting the show.
Agrees. Yeah,
you're kind of connecting the show a little bit too, from one, abridging it from one to the other.
Now, when you're a headliner, right, that's a different animal maybe, but I don't know. I kind of like giving love as much as I can, like, to people and making them look good if I can.
I feel like a headliner wouldn't be as big of a deal on that though, because you've got half hour to an hour. Throwing 30 seconds at that isn't really too big of a deal compared to maybe if you're like, my goodness, I've got 3 minutes here to get through this. But
exactly.
But yeah, in general, to be thankful to people's a good rule of thumb.
Yeah, I agree, dude. Why not?
Yeah.
Why not spend 10 seconds or 5 seconds of your set of your time to make somebody else look good and feel good? Like,
yeah,
I just don't think there's any loss there. Yeah. So I think having that bio is a great thing, dude. It can prevent you from looking stupid,
So do you give them an index card then?
Talk about your circumstance. Like, are we able to talk about that, or you not feel really comfortable talking about that?
Yeah, we can. Do you give them an index card?
And the one I did, I like to, but the one I did for this weekend, I sent to the guy's email, and he's using his tablet.
Got it. Okay.
Had some device that he was reading, and that's where he got it from. So.
Well, he's a comedian now, so throwing in words.
Yeah. So,
so a lot of times, since I'm so new, and like I'll go up to the host. I think it's partly my it's 99% my fault. Like, I've reflected on it. Like, I'm going up to the host and they're like, hey, how you doing? I haven't seen you around too much. I'll be like, oh yeah, I'm pretty new. I've been doing this for 3-4 months. And I'll ask questions about them or whatever. But it's like, I don't give them any other info to work off of than I'm new. So
Right.
what else are they going to say when they go up there? So it's actually
Mhm.
like, it's my fault that that's happening.
Right. Yeah, it
What I
makes sense.
think.
So what was the scenario that are
A
you
lot
able
of
to talk about?
times they'll go up and they'll go, this is a brand new comic. I've never seen him before. This is his first time here. It is. So then it's like, you know, you're the audience's expectations are pretty low. So the first minute and a half, you are it's an uphill battle a little bit, but then I think after they find out, like, oh, he's got some jokes or whatever.
Well, I think yeah, it's good to have a little bio, and you know, you can have a longer one, you know, 4 sentences or something, but you know, a good 2 sentence bio
Mm,
for, I mean, a longer one for like written material, like you know, if you're gonna be at a festival or on a flyer, like a, not a flyer, but a website or something like that, a little bit longer could be good, but that short one is, I think, good form.
like to put on the website, right? Like a 2-minute bio for the website. You're saying.
Yeah, two sentence. But if you like look at like a good place to really look at how comedians typically do bios is
Yeah.
like comedy festival websites.
Okay.
Because all the comedians that get selected typically put a bio on there, and you know, you can look at the typical format. There is a format for it, so those will often be a paragraph. And
Okay.
for a
Interesting.
live show, I like to shorten that to 1 or 2 sentences, a couple sentences.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because no one's sitting up there reading 4 minutes of someone's bio.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
He's born in this hospital.
What
You want
else
to
you
work on
got
a
for
joke?
us, man? Yeah, let's do it.
All right,
Yeah.
cool. So, okay, so I went to Valley Fair, which is like it's a water park. It's a amusement park and water park here in the Twin Cities in Minnesota.
Okay.
And this is a work in progress, but I just took my kids to the water park. I hate the lazy river. Lazy river is like an elevator ride. Or I'm sorry, it feels like a 20-minute elevator ride in your underwear. And then so I'm thinking of acting out, literally like laying on top of the stool like I'm in a tube. Like you're next to the same people, and I'm comparing it to an elevator. You're next to the same people. You don't want to make eye contact. Your feet are bumping into everyone else's feet, and the same people are right next to you the entire time. And I just want to pee in peace.
Okay, that's a good. I like the surprise there. I didn't see that coming, so I
Yeah.
think that's good. So the first one, I just took my kids to the water park. I'm looking at that, thinking about that. Could we get to a? Could we get to a punch there? I'm wondering. I just took my kids to a water park, and I'm wondering, you know, maybe where, or why, or like what happened? Is your wife along? Right. So I'm just asking questions about, you know, that could lead us in a direction.
Yeah. I mean, you could do a white trash water park, which would be neighbor's garden hose because you don't want to pay for water.
Right. Yeah, that's interesting angle. I just took my. What if you did something like this, dude? Last weekend, I took my kids to a water park. Still haven't picked them up.
Oh,
Right.
funny.
Like you just left them there. Last week I took
Yeah.
my kids to a water park. Just left them there. Still haven't picked them up. That's kind of funny to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, last weekend took my kids to a water park. Still there. I left them there.
Or you could even say, hope they're doing well.
Right. Hope they're doing well. I'm just typing stuff in here. Left. I should probably go back and get them. That's
Yep.
kind of funny.
Yeah. Almost like pause, look up, ponder. I should probably go back and get them.
Yeah, so last weekend I took my kids to a water park. I should probably go back and get them.
Yeah, that's good. I like that. I should probably go.
Yeah,
And
I
that
think
kind of
that's
fits
good.
with my persona too, you know?
Yes, it does. That a lot of your jokes are sort of like that. Yes, I think so. And then you have I hate the lazy river.
Dude, this is 100% true. The lazy river is stupid. It is like the elevator of water rides.
Right.
Have you ever gone on a lazy river?
I've been in a bunch of them. I don't like them, dude. Yeah, I don't like them.
You're sitting.
Dude, I'll tell you what, I have a strong aversion to public pools. Yes, like just in general.
Probably because people like me.
I do not, I do not like getting in public waters like that. Yeah, dude, I think they're disgusting. Like, I'll gladly get in a creek or a river before I would get in a lazy river.
So
I
like
wonder
where
if
a
that's an
bear's
angle.
crapping. So
Yeah,
a
dude, I
bear's
want-
crapping and you're like, oh, I'm not getting in that garbage water, like lazy river.
Yeah, I hate the lazy river. I wonder if you could do an angle on it like that, like about like I'd get into like a creek or a real river before one of those nasty things, something like that.
That it like I do think about it. This is probably weird to think about, but the only thing touching is people's like butts. I'm thinking like everyone's buttholes are in this water right now.
That's exactly why I don't like pools, dude.
Yeah, yeah, right. Then that's why your face is in it all the time. You're swimming under.
Dude, gosh, you know what it's like?
Hell yeah, I was there last week.
Dude, it's like being in it's like throwing a bunch of bumper cars in the in the
Yeah.
water. That's what it's like, dude. You're just bouncing into fat people, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, your feet's touching. That's a great like
And
visual.
you
there.
feel like you got T-Rex arms because that thing and you're trying to move and I hate when I touch my feet with someone else like a stranger's feet. It's
Yeah,
like, oh
dude.
my goodness.
I think there's something here like with the word lazy too. I hate the lazy river. Like even though it's so descriptive of me, I still hate it.
Okay, yeah. Even the
That's-
name.
Even though the name's so descriptive of me, like I still hate it. Or I hate the lazy river. Like, I don't know, could it be like is there a certain like job and that we can think of like that this is where their employees go? Like that's kind of fun. Like construction workers seem like they're never working to me, dude.
Or the
Like-
McDonald's ice cream machine seems like a
Yeah.
lazy river. It's never working.
Yeah, I hate the lazy river. I hate the name, even though it's so descriptive of me. Like I hate it. Yeah. So I think that's kind of interesting. Yeah, even though it's so descriptive of me, I hate the name. Yeah. So then you have it feels like a 20-minute elevator ride in your underwear. I wouldn't expect you to go to elevator, but that's kind of an interesting visual as well.
Well, because you're grouped with the same people the entire time, and everyone's kind of quiet because you're all strangers. And since you're all going at the same speed with the same current, you're just sitting there for 20 minutes with the same people, like randomly bumping into their feet.
Right.
And like,
Yeah.
you just wonder, like, where the hell that guy get that scar?
It is funny. Like going in a lazy river feels like a 20-minute elevator ride in your underwear. That's a funny line, dude. Going in a lazy river is like feels like a 20-minute elevator ride in your underwear. Not that I know what that feels like. It's like implying that you do. Or could you be like something like at least feels like a 20-minute elevator ride in your underwear, according to our apartment janitor. You know, something like that.
Or could I say something like, at least this time I didn't get arrested, or at least you don't get arrested?
Exactly. Yes, exactly, dude. At least that's what I said in my deposition, or at least that's what I said when I took the stand, or you know, at least that's what I'm hoping my lawyer can prove. So that's kind of funny, dude. You hired a lawyer, and that's like his angle.
Yeah.
Going in a lazy river feels like a 20-minute elevator ride in your underwear.
And then so I have some like examples of that. Like your next, you don't want to make eye contact, which is true. Like I'm looking up and then it's like small talk because it's all the same people like tightly bumped together. So people are talking about the weather and stuff.
I think, dudes, because you have 4 things here, I think you should have a triple here. So either go from 4 to a triple or do a triple and then have 2 more examples.
Okay. Could I almost do like, you can't make eye contact, you don't want to touch anybody, and people get pissed when you pee?
Yeah, so if you look at like what you have you're next to the same people, don't want to make eye contact, touching feet next to the same people. So you got next to the same people in there twice, actually.
Yeah, I did that because I wanted to remind people
Yeah.
about
So
that,
I'd say
about
take
the
out the
P.
first one. Take out the
Yeah.
first one. So you don't want to make eye contact. You're touching each other's feet, and then boom, the triple. And then just be like, the worst is the same people are right next to you the entire time. I just want to be in peace. I
Would
think
that be
that's your.
considered a triple, or is that 4?
No. So you want to do. So we could probably show the thing here, but you don't want to
Yeah.
make eye contact. Sorry, I'm editing. I'm actually in a document editing Brandon's joke. So we're both editing it at the same time.
This is what he does. I send him all my stuff, and then he edits for me.
We
And then
both do this. You don't want to make eye contact. Your feet are bumping into everyone else's, and boom, the triple there.
the worst
And
is the
then
same.
the worst is the same people are right next to you the entire time. I just want to be in peace. Yeah, I think this is a great joke so far. You just need to finish that triple.
Isn't that I just want to pee in peace? Isn't that the triple, or you want me to add a crazy one?
Yeah, I think you need another punchline there. You don't want to make eye contact. Your feet are bumping into everyone else's, and blank.
Okay, because I was thinking like people get pissed when you pee.
You could do that. Yeah, you could do that. Yeah, I think that works, dude. Yep. Yes. I would say do that.
Okay,
And you
so then
can't
I
pee
could
in
even
peace.
take.
I
What's
like
that, sir?
the pee in peace phrase. That's kind of funny. Pee in peace.
Okay.
But, whatever you want to do.
The worst is so really like the worst is same people right next to you. I just want to. So that would almost be the closer on that joke.
I don't want to make eye contact. My feet are bumping into everyone else's. I just want to pee in peace. So personalize it. I don't want to make eye contact.
Sure.
My feet are bumping into everyone else's. I just want to pee in peace. Yeah, dude. I think that's great.
And then I could almost do an act out like, you know what it's like to stare in someone's eyes? Because I'll be on the thing doing the act out. Like, do you know what it's like to stare in someone's eyes while peeing?
So, yeah, so I'm highlighting this. Can you tell the joke with what we have right now? The 3 highlighted ones that I'm highlighting in your document? I hate the lazy river, even though the name is so descriptive of me. All right, so here we go. I'm sorry, I'm like editing the crap out of your joke, but I think it's worth it. Even though the name is so descriptive of me, I think you let that hang there for a minute. Yeah, and of course you punch these up how you like. But all right, can you tell that joke the way it is now?
Yeah. Last weekend, I took my kids to a water park. I should probably go back and get them. I hate the lazy river, even though the name's so descriptive of me. Feels like a 20-minute elevator ride in your underwear. At least that's what I'm hoping my lawyer can prove. I don't want to make eye contact. My feet are bumping into everyone else's, and I just want to pee in peace.
Yeah, dude, I think that's way tighter.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
Thank you. You have a joke?
I do. Just started writing this one today. This is based on a conversation I was having with a friend. So the conversation I was having with a friend was a real conversation, and this joke flowed out of it. Anyways, I don't even know if that matters.
I love when that happens.
Here's the joke. Last year, at my 25-year high school reunion, I was catching up with an old friend I lost touch with. He said he was having marriage issues. Naturally, I asked why, and he said, "Dude, I was on the show To Catch a Predator." And then he said, "It was one time, and my wife just won't let it go." And I'm thinking, But then he says, "Man, it totally ruined my life." And I'm like, "Yeah, your wife's too." Eventually, some lady walks up in the middle of our conversation. I'm thinking, is this your wife or your parole officer? And what's crazy, seriously, is in high school, this guy was voted most likely to succeed. I guess just not at marriage or laws. So, yeah, that's the joke.
Nice.
For very first draft form. Yep.
Nice. So I think I see something that you could cut out. The part tag 2, I'm thinking but then he says you could almost cut that entire part out and then say, so it's basically you say the first tag and you just add, "Man, it totally ruined my life." And then the punchline. You know what I mean? Like,
Yep. Or even just, it totally, or not even a man. Or even just totally ruined my life.
Right.
And I'm like, yeah, your wife's too. Or I should say families. Your families too.
Families too. Yeah.
Yeah. That's good. Cut the trim. This is a great example of trimming the fat. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I think the initial joke is too long for my tastes. So I want to slash stuff. Like it's just a lot of information. Last year, I don't even need last year. Maybe I do. I don't know. Last year, my 25-year high school reunion, I was catching up with an old friend.
So you could also take I lost touch with, because if you're catching up with them, that implies that you've lost touch,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yes. Can you take that out of there? Edit that out of there. There we go. Although, does it make me sound like a creepy person that I'm his friend? Should I say classmate? An old classmate? Yeah, I'll just do that.
Yep.
I think that's better. And I should just say classmate with a classmate. So last year, my 25-year high school reunion, I was catching up with a classmate. He said he was having marriage issues. I don't need the word naturally. I asked why, and he said, dude, I was on the show To Catch a Predator. So I want to make it sound like he's getting ready to tell me he was on Family Feud or, some game show or some big show like Survivor or something like that. Dude, I was on the show Survivor, right? Except, dude, I was on the show To Catch a Predator.
Yeah, so you could go, dude, I was on the show, pause, To Catch a Predator.
Yes. So just the emphatic will set that up.
Yeah, because everyone's going to think like, oh, yeah, you were on Jeopardy or something, or then, yeah, To Catch a Predator.
Yes. All right. So that is 36 words. And I like to get my jokes between 18 to 22. So I either need to slash this and add another punch or trim a lot more. So last year, my 25-year high school reunion.
So you could say at my 25-year reunion. Yeah, you could take out last year too.
Yep. My 25-year high school reunion, classmate said, there we go. A classmate said he was having marriage issues. I asked why, and he said, dude, I was on the show To Catch a Predator. So it feels a little disjointed to me. I feel like him saying marriage issues gives it away.
Oh, right. Because, yeah, why would he be on Jeopardy? Like, talk about that, then said, why?
Yeah. So at my 25-year high school reunion, I was talking with a classmate, and he said,
did you see me on TV?
Yeah, a classmate. And he said, dude, did you see me on TV? Like he said it to somebody else already. Nah. Well, I was on the show To Catch a Predator. That seems to work a little better.
Yeah. And if you said it almost proud, like, dude, did you see me on TV? No.
Right.
I was on a show To Catch a Predator.
Yeah. So at my 25-year reunion, a classmate asked, dude, did you see me on TV? Dude, did you see me on TV? Nah. I was on the show. I don't even need the show. I was on To Catch a Predator.
That's a lot tighter.
Yep. So now I'm down to 22 words. That's it. 18 to 22 words.
And then you could take
ahead.
out then he said for the second tag, because it was him talking at the end of your joke.
Yep. To Catch a Predator. It was one time. And my wife just won't let it go. That's hilarious to me. Like that scenario that he's expecting his wife to just let it go. Like, I think that's funny.
That's the funniest part of To Catch a Predator. Like every one of them says, no, this is my first time doing this. Like, yeah, right.
Yeah, right. Totally ruined my life. I'm like, yeah, your family's too. Eventually some lady walks up. I don't need in the middle of our conversation in there. Some lady walks up and I'm thinking, is this your wife or your parole officer?
Instead of thinking, could you say it? Because this person is like, you're allowed to punch down on him,
Yeah. Okay. Eventually some lady walks up and I say, this your wife or parole officer? Very good. Yep. I like that better. What's crazy is in high school, this guy was voted most likely to succeed. I guess just not at marriage or laws.
I feel like tag 5 could be punchier. I guess just not at marriage or laws. I like that.
So I could just do just not at marriage or laws.
If you want to tighten tag 4, you could take out what's crazy is.
Yep. In high school, this guy was voted most likely to succeed. Just not at marriage. I think I gotta have I guess. I guess just not at marriage.
Yeah.
Or laws. Yeah, that's good, dude. We cut out a lot of words there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's way better.
Yeah.
So I'll tell
marriage.
the joke again.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, let me tell it one more time through, see if there's anything else you think of. At my 25-year high school reunion, a classmate asked, "Dude, did you see me on TV?" "Nah, I was on To Catch a Predator. It was one time, and my wife just won't let it go. Totally ruined my life." I'm like, "Yeah, your family's too." Eventually, some lady walks up and I say, "This your wife or parole officer?" In high school, this guy was voted most likely to succeed. I guess just not at marriage or laws. Yeah, I think that
Nice.
works.
Yeah, eventually you could probably add a triple marriage laws or something even crazier, you know?
Right.
Or
Yes.
finding a girlfriend over 18, you know, or finding a mistress over 18.
I guess just not at marriage or laws or yeah, that's a little too racy for me, I think, to
Okay.
say in any of my venues, but I think it's
Sure.
funny. I guess just not at marriage or laws or yeah, I think what could be the yeah
Could you
something like
understate something?
something about understanding how bad To Catch a Predator is, like or like what shows not to go on, you know, or something like that.
Yeah.
I guess just not a marriage or laws or picking what shows to be on or auditioning for certain shows.
Oh, I get what you're saying. Yeah, like that is the last show you want to be on,
Yes, it is. Yeah.
be casted for. Yeah.
Yeah. Or being casted or being cast for good shows. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
I like that. I guess just not at marriage or laws or being cast for good shows. Yeah, dude, I like that. Probably
Cool.
even tighten that up a little bit, that last one, but I'll
Right.
stick with it for now. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I like it. That thing got a lot tighter. That was good.
Right on, man. All right, what else you got?
So, okay, current events and news. There was a woman that got caught trying to carry turtles through airport security in her bra. And I'm going to give you one guess what state this is from. You only get one guess.
Florida.
Yes. Yes. Of course.
Of course, Florida.
Good guess.
Dude, I just have a bunch of questions, right? I just have a bunch of questions. Like, if that's what she had in her bra, what'd she have in her pants?
Yeah. She had a crab in her pants.
Man, yeah. What else?
I was thinking like it'd be pretty easy like for her to get caught. Her damn nipples are just like moving around.
It's just the beak of the turtle, dude. Yeah, like, dude, I hope they weren't snapping turtles. You know,
Oh my god. Yeah. You wouldn't have boobs left, I think.
she loves turtle bras, hates turtlenecks.
What do you okay, so like turtles
Dude.
still have claws though. So even if it was like a painted turtle, that would hurt so bad.
Right, dude. Yeah, yeah. It would hurt really bad. And like, why? Why in the world, dude? Like, what's her husband think? Like, this is, I don't know. This is crazy. Like, did he have reptile dysfunction? I don't know. But
So they had I guess she wrapped him in oh my goodness, there's a picture. We're gonna have to show a picture. These are like pretty big turtles though. These aren't like
is it appropriate?
right. I mean, but here's the other issue. It looks like she brought an E cup and a B cup. And so it's just like that would look, you know what I mean? Like a big turtle and a small turtle. That's gonna look weird.
Dude.
They wrapped it in gauze and saran wrap.
Gosh, dude. Was she
Yeah.
like trying to like what was her husband's name? Raphael or Michelangelo?
Ninja
Donatello?
Turtles.
Yeah, dude. That's turtles in a half shell. Turtles in a B shell and an E shell.
Yeah, turtle power. One of them croaked though, which is a bummer.
Of course.
Wrapped it in
Makes
saran
sense.
wrap and gauze. Yeah.
Dude.
This is like the one time I'm rooting for PETA, you know?
Yeah, right. Exactly. Golly, dude, people are crazy. Like, she must have never flown before. Like, dude, they have like huge machines you have to walk through.
Oh,
Like,
you're getting through a metal detector though with those pups.
I guess that's true. Maybe you do get through a metal detector. I'm shell shocked by this.
So another piece of news is Gen Z. So like the current gen that's coming up through the workforce, they are the lowest as far as who wants to work, like do fully remote work. You know what I mean?
They don't want to work. They
They-
don't want to What do you mean? That they don't
Yeah,
want to
they
do
do
remote
not
work?
want to exclusively remote work. They all would rather hybrid work than remote work, which I think it kind of makes sense. You get you get the flexibility, but then you also get kind of the personal connection.
Okay. So they want to work part-time from the coffee shop and part-time from their parents' basement, I guess.
Right. Exactly.
Or
Exactly.
they want to spend half their day at home on TikTok and then the other half in the office on TikTok.
Yeah, so they hang out on TikTok, but then at lunch they come in, they have lunch together, and then they go home, then go back for happy hour, I think.
Yeah.
Let's see. I would have thought it was like you would have guessed it
Right.
was baby boomers though, right? Like
Right.
the
Yeah.
number one, but
But dude, it's probably hard for them to concentrate on work with all the Fortnite dancing going on, dude.
for your kids do Fortnite?
No, they've never done Fortnite before. No.
Okay.
But the dances just become popular, dude, and they like learn the stupid dances,
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So I
Uh,
don't know. There's just too much crap on there that I've not ever let my kids do that kind of thing.
what is it? Is it a fighting game? Is it like Halo or something?
I think it's like an open world
Like a
adventure
sandbox?
game. Yeah, you go through and you try to kill each other off. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but I've never we've never done that really. So, yeah.
So there's these airline employees that I think are getting a one-way ticket to hell. I didn't know this, that there are certain employees, I think like on discount airlines, and they actually get paid per bag they can flag that is overweight. Have you heard about this?
No.
Yeah. And so Ryanair, I think that's over in Europe, they're actually increasing what these employees can get paid. So they're basically getting paid to be narcs on these overweight bags, and then they're making money on it.
What the name of the program? Snitch and Snatch. I don't know.
Just snitch and snatch it.
They're also going to give free tickets away to people who've heard of Ryanair. I mean, what a terrible name for an airline, Ryanair.
Dude, if you look at their Twitter, it's crazy. People will complain. They'll be like, "Look at the seat I got," and Ryanair will reply, and they'll be like, "Dude, you got that seat for $23."
So what's next, dude? A bonus for identifying oversized passengers? Like that seems like the logical next step, dude.
There we go.
Right? If for now it's identifying oversized luggage, right? Then certainly it's going to be an easy shift to identifying oversized people.
Could you imagine you walk up with a ticket, scan it, like underneath use a scale? If you're overweight, just sirens go.
So like what? I heard Lufthansa. I didn't really hear this, but just in relation to the story, I heard Lufthansa is considering a bonus to pay passengers who tell Ryanair where to shove it.
Who's Lufthansa?
Lufthansa's another European, like German or something.
Oh, okay.
Airline. Yeah.
They
I've actually flown with Lufthansa quite a few times. I've never heard of Ryanair.
So I'm guessing Ryanair would be like a Frontier or a Spirit, is my guess. I mean, you're up in the air and you're just praying to God that this thing's got two wheels, like landing gears let's work.
They're worried about the baggage, like we're just worried about making it alive.
Yeah. Could you guys put a bonus on like making sure the landing gears go down, please?
It doesn't sound like Ryanair has its priorities right.
No.
The priorities are out of whack. I do love that they're able to like clap back at passengers though a little bit.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, that's kind of.
It's just It's you almost can't come back from it though. You can't be like, all right, now we're changing our method. We're going to be a premium airline. Like we're going to treat you well, like Southwest or something. It's like,
right?
No, we are going to be garbage for the rest of eternity.
Dude, it's hilarious.
We're like the city bus.
Yeah, exactly. That's a great analogy. Yeah.
Okay, speaking of that, have you used Clear at all for airport travel?
I have the other one, the TSA pre-check. So I don't know if that's Clear or not, but I have that where I can just go through the pre-check line and dude, it's awesome. Yeah.
So I have TSA pre-check and then I have Clear. So
they're
Clear,
different
thing. So usually what has to happen is TSA Clear check. Yeah, that's really quick. But then Clear, you just they scan your eyes. You don't have to get out your driver's license. and then you kind of get to cut TSA pre-check, essentially.
It's like such a scam.
Well, it is such a scam because when I go, I'm sure I'm on like 85 lists, but when I go, every time like I get flagged that where I have to show my ID type thing, and the people in front of you are so damn slow that TSA pre-check ends up being faster than clear. And it drives me nuts. I'm like, I'm cussing in my head. I'm like, oh my goodness. But yeah, I'd say it's a ripoff at this point.
That's funny, dude. You want to hear my favorite joke of all time? I
Yeah.
have two favorite jokes of all time, but
Okay.
you just made me think of it. And this is not a joke I wrote. Okay. I don't know if I should tell it on here. I have three favorite jokes. This is one of them that I
Well, it
didn't
sounds
write.
like you wrote it and you're trying to steal it. That's what it sounds like.
No, I'm just going to tell you this joke someone else wrote.
Okay.
It's one of my three favorite jokes.
Okay.
And we might have to cut it out. I don't know. We'll see. So
Okay.
here's the joke. So this pirate goes in for his annual physical, right? And he's in the room for a while, and finally the doctor comes in. He's like, "All right, pirate, drop your pants." The pirate drops his pants, and he's got a big wooden steering wheel around his wiener. And the doctor says, "Pirate, why do you have a big wooden steering wheel around your wiener?" And the pirate says, "Arr, it's driving me nuts."
And you're like, I don't know why my college students don't love it.
Yeah, dude, I love that joke. That's
Nice.
I think it's brilliant, dude. So anytime somebody says it drives me nuts, that joke comes to my brain
Just pops in your head.
without even trying, dude. So yeah. I'm
Nice.
nice.
And the last thing, most important thing here, a man was arrested for being a serial butt sniffer in public. This is serious stuff.
Dude. Is he from Florida?
He's from Arizona. I'm sure he's from Florida. You can almost bet the house on it.
Is he related to Joe Biden? Is Joe Biden like sniffing too?
Luckily, he likes sniffing hair, though. It seemed like more than butts.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly. True.
The-
But, you know,
yeah.
might
I
run
get.
in the family.
So, like, the thing is with this is there's just there's not much upside with a lot of downside. You know, like the risk and reward of sniffing a butt.
I see what you did there. Yeah. Yep.
Oh, I didn't even try it. Nice.
You didn't even realize you did that?
I didn't even realize I did that.
Yeah, dude. Like, you just wonder, like, what happened to him? Like, I don't know.
I'm just thinking at the very best, it's not going to smell like poop. At the very worst, it's going to smell like poop. You know, like
what do you think his favorite kind of scratch and sniff sticker was, dude? That's just
poop.
Yeah. you know, just dude. You know, they could make a slogan for him, dude. Choosy dads, choose sniff instead of.
He's, you know what? He should do a collaboration with Crayola, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Jif.
Dude, yeah. Choosy moms choose Jif. Choosy dads choose sniff.
But it's pretty wild. Like
That is very wild.
like there's a girl, they have a video of it. A girl caught him on camera. So like she was shopping. He was on like his all fours pretending like he was looking at something. And then he was like crawling, creeping up, and then would get up to it and then ran away. But
dude,
like a serial butt sniffer though. Like he's done this multiple times. They've caught him.
you gotta have like a strong olfactory like senses to be able to like smell that, dude. You know the word olfactory, it just means like your smelling senses, you know?
I love that you assume I didn't know that word, and I love that you are correct. You're 100% correct.
You looked at me like, what does olfactory mean?
Yeah.
I'm glad you know.
I had no clue, so thanks for helping me out there.
Did you know or didn't you know?
No.
Yeah, you were looking at me like, yeah, so I was reading the room, dude.
Yeah. And you saw like the hamsters just spinning. But so
Olfactory.
this guy, it was $100,000 bail. Like, do you know how many butts you have to sniff to get $100,000 bail? Yeah.
Dude, you think they smacked him on the wrist for this or smacked him on the butt or what?
Probably smacked him on the butt.
He probably likes jail, dude. Like that.
Oh my goodness. Could you
Wow.
imagine a guy waking up like right next to you?
Oh my goodness, dude. That's terrible, dude.
Yeah.
That's a terrible, terrible thing, dude.
Yeah, it's creepy.
And
Well,
it's
just because you
just
think like for somebody that happened to, going to a store for the rest of your life, like that's gonna be in the back of your mind, you know?
yeah, dude. Like like it's one thing. Like, how did that start? And was he like just going into the grocery store sniffing carts, and then he's like, "This is not enough," you know? he's like takes it next level. He starts sniffing the little motorized carts that people drive around in Walmart. You know those things, like
Yeah.
sniffing random bicycles outside. You know,
Then he
like
got to like people's feet, then
yeah,
their
dude,
ears.
like public bus seats. I don't know.
Oh
Dude.
yeah.
Like he's trying to play like he's taking a nap on the public bus seat. Dude, it's just messed up, dude. It's messed up.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't
Do you
know.
like as far as like empathy though, do you understand it on any level?
Oh my goodness, bro. Intellectually, I understand what is going on, but psychologically, I think it's super messed up.
Yeah.
And soon enough, there's probably going to be some organization fighting for people who are aroused by sniffing like this. Like, dude, like it's just
There's gonna be an advocacy group just for that.
advocacy groups, dude. Yes, yeah. What would the advocacy group be named for something like this?
Oh yeah, it would be something like people would be like, "Oh no, don't call them butt sniffers. That's mean." These
Yeah.
people are called like
Stink
cheek
ups.
smellers or something.
Golly,
Cool. So yeah, that's what I got for news today, or well, this week.
that's wild, bro. That's
Yeah.
wild. It's also wild that you found that headline. Like,
I mean,
what kind of
I go to
news-
some websites. I'll tell you that.
Oh my gosh, what kind of news are you reading? Um, with all the stuff going on, but it's crazy that happens in our society, dude. It's just it's bananas.
Yeah, Fox like people are like, "Oh, Fox News and CNN are crazy," and I'm just like, "Well, I'll show you some stuff. I'll show you crazy."
Yeah.
It is wild.
All right. So anything else, man? Or we?
I don't think so. Isn't it? That is weird though. That like those same people live in our same country, our own state, like on the same
Right.
planet. You know, like that's a completely different lifestyle, I'd say.
Yeah,
Than
it's
most.
crazy, man. People. I don't know, dude. I have like an aversion to like Chinese food smells, dude. Like I just can't like imagine that. That's wild to me, dude. It's wild to me.
Is it like a certain spice that's cooked like soy sauce or something? Or
I don't know what it is, dude. I got started to get used to it in Hawaii, though. It was more Japanese stuff, but started to get used to more Asian kind of foods and Oriental foods, that sort of thing. I don't
Okay.
remember what the correct terminology is these days. At one time, you couldn't say Oriental. At another time, you could say Asian. Whatever, dude. Like, people know what I mean. Yeah. It's hard
everyone
to
knows
keep
you're.
up with. Everybody's running like changing the terminology all the time, dude. You can't
Yeah.
keep up.
You're like, I'm trying to say whatever is not offensive. That's what I'm trying to say.
Well, this is good, dude. We covered a lot here. Oh my goodness, man.
Yeah, from turtles to butt sniffs. Yeah.
To bios and punching up
Bios.
jokes and
Yeah.
all kinds of stuff, dude.
Yeah, I think we both got two pretty good jokes worked out. So
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Well, man, good seeing you, dude. Thanks to everybody out there who's watching and commenting. Yeah, we appreciate it. Help us get the word out about this show. Like, subscribe to it. That's the very first thing you can do to help us. And then share it. Share it with somebody. Like it. Share it. And we'd be super grateful for that. So wherever you get your podcast, you should be able to find this. Apple, iTunes, Spotify, YouTube. All the places it's on there. So yeah, Brandon,
MySpace.
thanks for carving some time out. Thanks everybody for carving some time out. And we're gonna stop there and say we hope that helps.
It's the Pro Life Podcast.
It's pro-life, pro-life. A movement and a podcast. It's pro-life, pro-life.